Hello Guardians. Do you want to know which exotic I think is highly underrated? Precious Scars. If you didn't see one of my last videos, pause this one and go check out why my Guardian looks like this. The exotic trait on Precious Scars is called Kintsugi. Kintsugi provides us with 60 health whenever we get a kill with a weapon that matches our subclass, and a 100 health overshield whenever we revive a fellow Guardian or get revived ourselves.
Nice.
The health on kill is on a 3-second cooldown, and the radius for the health and overshield is 15 meters in-game. Now, typically, on Titans, especially mine, you won't see Precious Scars. Instead, you'll see some combination of point contact Cannon Brace, Second Chances, Syntheseps, Heart of Inmost Light, Curse of the Falling Star, and the list goes on, and that's just in PvE. You will almost never see this exotic in PvP. Well, why is that? To put it bluntly, this exotic is underwhelming. Most players, including myself, prefer to specialize a specific build or gameplay loop. This way we can either clear rooms with ease, deal a ton of damage, or specialize within a niche. Precious Scars keeps you alive, but doesn't help with any of those things on its own. Stay tuned as I'll be going over one way that you can clear rooms and deal incredible damage towards the end of the video. This starts off with armor charge mods. If you're unfamiliar, let me briefly go over this. Armor charges work with orbs of power. You can spawn them with abilities, guns, and of course, supers. These charges can give you better stats in the form of mobility and resilience, or recovery, or buff your weapons in the way of surge mods. Some of the mods we used to have, like the kickstart mods, now work with armor charge and give you back varying levels of energy, depending on how many stacks of armor charge you have. Why is this important? Well, one of the ways to get orbs of power are through mods on your helmet called Siphon mods. These work with all your weapons and allow them to produce orbs similar to how the Masterwork system worked in Year 2. It's dead easy, just match all of your weapons to your subclass element. As soon as you do that, every 3 seconds you'll receive 60 health, which can be nice if you can't reach the orbs that you just produced. The best thing about Precious Scars is that this 60 health applies to you and your teammates, so even if you cannot benefit from the health right now, your teammates might. This works wonderfully to cycle health with perks like Better Already or Recuperation on your boots to add more health whenever you pick up an orb. I prefer Better Already as it starts health regeneration whenever you grab an orb, but Recuperation is good as it gives you a flat 70 health. As long as you're continuously killing enemies, you will always be spawning orbs, getting health back, and creating a bubble of health for you and your allies. A similar exotic is Crest of Alpha Lupi. Crest grants healing to allies whenever you use your barricade. This healing pulse does require line of sight, but can add up to a whopping 138 health to your allies. The caveat is a longer cooldown being tied to your barricade. The reason I've been liking Precious Scars over Crest is simply due to the lower cooldown. The shortest cooldown your barricade can get is 22 seconds for Rally Barricade at 100 resilience, or slightly quicker at 21 seconds with Thruster ability and 100 resilience. You could get 60 health 7 times before your barricade is back, and while the health could be more than double with Crest, the uptime is really what sells this exotic for me. Let me go over my favorite way to use Precious Scars. I'll start with Sentinel, but more specifically Ward of Dawn. I will then use Rally Barricade and 100 resilience for the fastest cooldown. My aspects are Bastion for an overshield whenever I use my barricade, and Controlled Demolition for health and crowd control. My fragments are Echo of Instability, Echo of Starvation, Echo of Undermining, and Echo of Harvest. I will also use Shield Throw and Vortex Grenades. Your jump and melee choice is entirely preference. On my helmet, I will run Powerful Friends and a Void Siphon mod. On my gauntlets, I will run Firepower, Heavy Handed, and a Void Loader mod. On my chest, I will either run Double Charged Up or some form of resist mods. On my boots, I will run Better Already and Void Surge mods. And finally on my class item, I will run Bomber, Powerful Attraction, and Time Dilation. I will prioritize 100 resilience to have the most health and 30% damage resistance. Ignore the stats for now, I'm resource poor. And that's about it. Your recovery you can ignore because you'll be getting way more health than you'll know what to do with. The gameplay loop looks a little something like this. Brace yourself, it's about to get really technical. Step 1, get kills with my energy weapon. Void Anything works here, to get healing to me and my allies. Eventually, I'll spawn an orb, This orb will start health regeneration with better already, and also give my void weapons a 17% damage increase with both surge mods. This damage increase lasts for 15 seconds per armor charge thanks to time dilation, which is plenty of time to do damage or spawn another orb. I can hold either 3 or 5 armor charges depending on how many charged up mods I use. My powered melees will spawn an orb on a kill and also give me a small overshield depending on how many enemies I hit. You don't need to net the kill to get the overshield. If I throw my grenade, it will weaken the target, allowing me to do more damage, and it will also give my weapons volatile rounds for better ad clearing, and spawn an orb and a void breach. Every enemy I kill while I have volatile rounds will spread more volatile and create more orbs. Each explosion also gives me and my teammates health. If I pick up an orb or a void breach, I will get Devour, which instantly heals me and grants grenade energy back on kills. That's why I don't really need Discipline, as all kills with Devour and Bomber will keep my grenade charged. If I lose Devour or cannot reach any of my orbs, I can put down my barricade for me and my teammates for the overshield, and thanks to Powerful Attraction, I will also grab any orbs that are close by. If I'm truly in a pickle, I can use my super to create cover, give me more damage, and an overshield anyone can utilize. The best weapons for this are obviously Void, but I've been enjoying using Positive Outlook from the Vanguard this season with destabilizing rounds for spreading more volatile without my grenade, and the Tidal with Swashbuckler and Pugilist for extra damage on melee kills, and to get my shield throw back a bit faster. Leviathan's Breath takes up my heavy slot due to the high damage. With this build, as long as you're killing things, you cannot die. Some weapons to keep an eye on if you're using this build are any Unrelenting Void weapons for even more health back, and if you don't have any, Lemonarch with its Catalyst has Unrelenting for a very easy to use and perfect combination with this build. If you're interested, a dim link to create this loadout will be in the description. Please share your builds with me in the comments down below and let me know what exotics you're using, and I will most certainly give them a try. Thank you for coming and watching, and as always, happy hunting.